Most people think it is impossible to get pregnant if you have sex during your period. Hmm. What if I told you it is not 100% safe to have sex even when you're menstruating, that you can actually get pregnant? So in this video, I'm going to break it down so you understand exactly what is happening in your body, if it is possible, if it is not possible, circumstances where it is possible and when it is not. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Melody and I'm a registered nurse. In this channel, I talk everything about men and women's health. So make sure you subscribe so you know when I post new videos. Let's get right to it. So most people believe that you can't get pregnant, menstruating, ovulation has not happened, which sounds logical, right? Now here is the interesting thing. For you to get pregnant, you need an egg, you need the sperm, and the timing has to be right for you to get pregnant. One interesting thing you need to know about the sperm is that it is viable for 5 days. That means it is alive. So even if you have sex today, 5 days from now, that sperm is still very much alive to fertilize an egg. That is one important thing you need to know. Even if you have not ovulated at the time when you had sex, the fact that that sperm is able to survive for up to 5 days means that it is going to be seated there in the fallopian tubes, waiting for the 5 days later when you possibly ovulate, and then it will catch the egg. So that is an important thing that most women don't know. So they end up having sex during their period. The sperm is waiting around, and then you just think that nothing is happening. Then you ovulate, and then that's happened. However, for the egg, which the sperm needs to fertilize for pregnancy to happen, once it is released, it has only 24 hours. So if you release the egg today, by tomorrow it is no longer viable for fertilization. So that is what happens. The sperm will live for 5 days, the egg will only live for 24 hours, which is why timing is very important. So who are those people at risk of getting pregnant during their period? It's not everybody. It is number one, those people who have short cycle. So short cycle are people whose cycle is 21 days, 22 days, 23 days, 24 days. That is considered a short cycle. Now, in a standard cycle, ovulation would normally occur around day 14 of your period, which means you have finished your period and you've had some safe days, then you ovulate. But if someone's cycle is short, for example, that means they are going to be ovulating between day 8 to day 10 of their cycle. And let's say, for example, your period is running up to like 4 to 5 days, and then you have sex on your day 5 of your period. That means that sperm is still going to be very much alive up till day 8 when ovulation is going to happen, and then it will catch that egg and then you get pregnant. That sperm is going to just be seated there waiting for that egg to arrive. So people with short cycle are most likely going to get pregnant if they have sex during their period. So this is also important for people who are trying to get pregnant as well. You need to know if your cycle is short. So you need to be aiming days after your period or during your period if you are trying to get pregnant. Another set of people that are at risk of getting pregnant if they have sex during their period are people whose period are very long. So some people have their period for like 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, thereabout. So let's just say the person has sex around day 7 of their period. Even if your cycle is not a short one, the fact that your period has lasted that long means that you're getting close to ovulation. So let's say you ovulate around day 12, you can still get pregnant because your period has lasted very long and allowed you to get closer to your ovulation. So if your period is long, you need to be more careful if you're not trying to get pregnant. So another set of people that will most likely get pregnant is people who have irregular cycle. So ideally, if you are within childbearing age, you're supposed to have a regular cycle. You know that every 27 days, my period is going to start, and 14 days to my next period, I'm going to ovulate. Good, but doesn't happen for all of us. Some of us, we have very regular menstrual cycle. So because your period is not regular, that means your menstrual cycle is not regular. You don't know when you are going to ovulate. You don't know, like, it's just everywhere basically. So you need to be very careful, because while you are thinking that, oh, my ovulation is going to happen around day 14, day 15, it has already happened and you're already pregnant. So that's why you need to be careful if you have an irregular menstrual cycle. You need to be very careful around your period if you're not trying to get pregnant. Another set of people who are at risk is people who are not tracking their cycle. If you're not tracking your cycle, you would never know if you have a short cycle, if you have a standard one, if you have a long cycle, you just would not know if you're not tracking it. So if you track your cycle, you'll be able to have an idea. But if you don't, you won't know. And it's just it's worth knowing that most women, a lot of women do not have regular cycles. So you just need to be a bit more careful around trying to have sex during your period because you think that it's safe. Another thing that is also worth mentioning is that not every bleeding that you see is actually your period. Sometimes it could be an abnormal bleeding. Some people have a little spotting when they ovulate, hormonal changes. So while you're there thinking it is your period, it is a different kind of bleeding that is happening. So you go ahead and you have sex and then you end up with pregnancy. So I don't think you should actually rely on your period as a means of contraception, especially if you have not taken time to track your menstrual cycle over time. So instead of relying solely on your period, make sure you track your menstrual cycle, you know your free days, and you know the days where you are most fertile. Another thing you can do is use contraception. There are different methods of contraception, including barrier methods like condoms that you can also use if you are trying not to get pregnant. So to answer your question, yes. Yes. You can totally get pregnant if you have sex during your period. I mean, even when I was growing up, I've heard it before that you cannot get pregnant during your period. But no, my dear, you can totally get pregnant during your period, please. So that is a big yes. You can totally get pregnant during your period. It's not going to be everybody, but it is a possibility. So it's something that you need to know. Did you think it was impossible to get pregnant during your period? And have you had any experience? Has any of you actually had that situation where you ended up with pregnancy and you're like, I want to hear from you if that has actually happened to you. I want to hear from people that has had any experience with period and sex and contraception. And thank you guys for watching this video. If this video was helpful for you, please can you share it? It might be helpful for other people. And also, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's going to help the channel to grow as well. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye. See you in my next one.